Hi, it's Teri with another dynamic yoga flow practice. Feel free to challenge yourselves. You can take breaks whenever you'd like. And the brilliance of this format is the fact that you could go back to this video and make it a little bit more challenging for yourselves by coming into handstands, doing an extra bit of flow, or you can temper it down and make it more of a moderate practice for yourself by skipping some of the offerings and just make it your own. But please have fun, stay committed to your practice, and let's start in a comfortable cross-legged seated position. If you have some blocks or props, you might want to have them at the tops of your mat. With your hands on your knees, sit up nice and tall and close your eyes. Feel a little bit more of a lift in the sternum up towards your collarbones. Feel a bit more of a lift of the lower back right into the front of the spine to pull up. Get a little bit more length in the back of the body. Together, bring your shoulders forward and up. Big roll up. Open your mouth, exhale. Let it go, and shoulders soften back down to your back. Again, shoulders pull forward and up. Deep breath in. Open mouth, breath out. Let it go. One more round of breath in. Shoulders pull forward and up. Open mouth, breath out. Let it go. Starting to find a soft rhythm to your breath. Find a nice, consistent rhythm, nice texture, quality to your breath. Gradually bring your eyes opened. Bring your legs long in front of you. Left leg is long, right knee can bend. Place your ankle on top of your left thigh. Hands plant by your sides. Bend your left knee. Bring your heel of your foot closer towards your body. Press into your hands and slide your bum closer to your heel. In this figure 4, you're creating a diamond shape. And slide your foot a little bit more towards the left so your ankle bone's not on your thigh. Flex your ankle, flex your toes, curl your toes towards your shin. Press into the hands, lift up a little bit more. Draw your right knee towards the front of the room just a bit more. Don't collapse into the lower back. Press the back of the spine right into the front of the spine. Stay here for another breath. Straighten your left leg long to the floor. Place your right foot outside of your left thigh. Right hand behind you. Left arm can wrap around your right leg. Take a breath in. Tend into your fingertips behind you. Get a little bit more of a lift up. As you exhale, find a bit of a twist. Stay in the twist. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Hug the belly in. Exhale, initiate the twist with the center of the spine. Look over your right shoulder. One more round of breath in. And find a little bit more twist, but broaden into the collarbones. Slowly unwind yourselves. Straighten your right leg. Shake it all out. Cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Bend into your right knee. Slide your foot closer to your bum. Hands to the floor. Send your hips closer towards your heel. And if you want to slide your left foot towards the right a little bit more. Draw your left knee forward. Press into your hands. Draw the center of the chest up towards the collarbones. Another couple of breaths here. Find a sense of stretch and sensation inside of your left hip, your left leg. Another breath in and a breath out. Slide your right leg long. Place your left foot outside your right thigh, left hand behind you. Right arm wraps around your left leg. Use the left arm to find a little bit more of a lift up into the lower back. Twist, lead with the center of your spine. Stay in your twist for one more breath. Engage your right leg. Breath in. A little bit more twist when you breathe out. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, find your twist. Slowly unwind your legs, shake everything out. Sit back on your sitting bones, hands underneath your thighs. Lift the chest up towards the thighs. Bring the toes up towards eye level. Notice if you're collapsing to the lower back, pull the belly in. Lift up, lower back lengthens. Breathing here in boat pose, Navasana, for another 4 breaths. Maybe straighten your legs, bring your arms in front of you. Breathing here for another 3. Breath in and out for 2. And 1. Cross your ankles, come into your tabletop position, hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Draw the chest to the shoulders for a cow position. Tilt the head, tilt the tailbone. Exhale, hug the belly and round the spine up to the ceiling. Let your head and neck relax. One more round. Inhale, arms stay nice and long. Tilt it up. Exhale, push the floor away, around the spine, let your head and neck relax. Come back to neutral. Raise your right leg behind you. Hips are nice and level. Draw the right leg up, lift up into a variation of cow. As you exhale, bring your knee into your nose and round it out, push the floor away. Inhale, extend the right leg. This time as you exhale, tap your right arm with your right arm with your right knee. Inhale, extend. Again, tap your right arm with your right knee. One more round. Inhale, extend. Try to keep the same weight on both hands. Exhale, tap your right leg. Extend the leg. Tap your left foot outside of your mat just a bit. Let weight on your left hand, right arm reaches overhead. Modified half moon rising, Ardha Chandrasana. You can always lower your right leg down. Press down, lift up. Staying here with the right leg nice and long, right arm reaching overhead. Or bend into your right knee for modified Chapasana, half moon rising with a half bow. Push the foot away. Press into your left hand so you aren't collapsing into your left shoulder. Feel the shoulder blade tips press into the back of the heart. Perhaps drop your head back. Stay here for another breath. Slowly release your foot. Release your arm overhead. Right hand comes underneath your shoulder. Keep your right leg long. Lift your right leg up again when you breathe in. Exhale, bring your knee into your nose. Round it out. Push the floor away. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Kneeling crescent lunge. Sink the hips low. Bring your arms by your ears and reach up. Press into your right foot. Pull your right hip back. Hips are nice and square to the top of your mat. Belly's engaged. Tailbone is long. Sink the hips a little bit more deeply as you lift the upper body. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to your right. One more round. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to twist. Back to center. Right arm reaches overhead. Right hand to right hip. Lift and lengthen. Pull your right hip back. Keep sinking the hips forward. Stretch over towards your right. Draw your left shoulder down. Look underneath your left shoulder. Keep sinking the lower body down. Press into your right foot. Feel a little bit more lift of the ribs up. Find a little bit more of the side stretch. Inhale, back to center. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes. Skandasana to the side wall, bending into your left knee, and lengthen your right leg up. Breathe here for another 2 breaths. See the sensation of stretch underneath your right hamstrings. Another breath here. Bend into your right knee. Spin around to face the top of the mat again. Take a breath in low runner's lunge. As you exhale, step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Breath in, lengthen, chest forward. Breath out, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale all the way up, bring your arms by your ears, reach high, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the center of your chest, Samastitihi, equal standing. Breath in, big sweep up, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hinge for your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, hands come to your knees or your shins. As you exhale, step your left foot to the back of the floor. Back of the mat, rather. Hands underneath your shoulders, left hand underneath left shoulder. Right hand comes to your right hip to pull your right hip back. Lengthen the left chest towards your shoulder. Twist towards your right, bring your right arm overhead. Notice if you start to collapse into your left hip, pull it back up. Keep pressing firmly into your right heel. Lengthen when you breathe in, find a bit more of a twist. Lean the right chest back into the shoulder blades. Another breath in, get a little bit taller from palm to fingertips. On the exhalation, lower your right hand to the floor. Lower your left knee, sink the hips nice and low. Heel toe your right foot out to the side for lizard lunge. Keep your arms long. Press into your palms to pull the chest forward. Roll around a little bit. Enjoy the sensation of opening up into your hips. You might notice a stretch either underneath your right leg or maybe in front of your left hip. Heel toe your right foot back to center. Sink the hips a little bit more deeply. Look up. Exhale, straighten your right leg for half split Ardha Hanumanasana. Staying here or joining with the flow, bend into your right knee, crawl your way forward, sink the hips, chest pulls up. Exhale, straighten your right leg, hips back towards your heel. Again, inhale, bend into your right knee, glide it forward, look up. Exhale, straighten your right leg, pull your right hip back. One more time, inhale, bend into your right knee, glide your way forward. Exhale, half split Ardha Hanumanasana. Everybody bend back into your right knee, hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes, step back into a high plank position. Press into the palms, pull your heels back, engage the core, support the back body with the front body. Elbow points are spinning in, inner spins parts of your arms are spinning towards the front of the room. Nice long neck, stay here for another breath. Perhaps lowering your knees. Everybody bend your elbows, slide them against the side body, lowering all the way down onto the mat. Hands slide a little bit further back. Lift the chest up for Baby Cobra Bhujangasana. Elbow points pull together. Shoulder blades are drawing towards one another. Belly's engaged, legs are engaged. Another breath in. Exhale, lower down. Press your way back to child's pose. Crawl your hands over towards the left front corner of the mat. You can look underneath your right shoulder. Keep crawling the hands a little bit farther over to the left. Pull your right hip back. Find some stretch and sensation in the right side body. Another breath. Crawl your hands back to the front of the mat, back to your tabletop position. Rounded cow-cat, draw the chest to the shoulders, tilt the head, tilt the tailbone. Exhale, hug the belly in, draw the spine up to the ceiling, drop the head down. Inhale, back to neutral, straighten your left leg behind you. Press into your left hand, press into your right hand, nice and evenly, lift the left leg up, look up. Exhale, curl the knee into the nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to left outer arm. Inhale, extend. Again, exhale, knee to left outer arm. One more round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to left outer arm. Extend the left leg. Step your right foot outside your mat. Roll your left hip on top of your right. Left arm reaches overhead. Press into your right hand. Lift up a little bit more. Left leg is long. You can always lower the left foot to the floor. Staying here or bending into your left knee. Press the foot into the hand, but draw your hips away from you. Feel the shoulder blade tips press into the back of the chest. Stay here for another breath. Release your foot. Come back to neutral. Left leg stays long. Lift it up a bit higher. Exhale, curl the knee into the nose. Round it out. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Anjaneyasana, kneeling crescent lunge. Press into your left foot. Pull your left hip back. Hips sink nice and low. They're nice and level. Pelvis is nice and neutral. Tailbone slides down. Pubis lifts up. Sink a little bit more deeply, but lift the ribs away from the back waist as you breathe in. Exhale, twist to your left, arms outstretched. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. Left hand to left hip. Pull the left hip back, stretch over towards your left. Sink the hips nice and low. Press into your left heel, hug the left hip back, and look underneath your right shoulder. Stay here for another breath. Arms reach back up overhead. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes, lengthen your right leg. Bend into your right knee, skandasana over towards your right. Feel a sensation of stretch now underneath your left leg. Your hamstrings are getting a little bit more of a breathing room, let's put it that way. Stay here for another breath. Wide-legged forward fold. Parallel your feet. Hands right underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in, come onto your fingertips. Pull your way forward. Lengthen the torso. Feel engagement of the legs. Exhale, hug the belly in as you bow it down. Inhale, come back onto your fingertips. Rock your way forward so weight's on the balls of your feet as well as your heels. Exhale, bow it down, pull the belly in. One more time. Inhale, come onto your fingertips. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. You can grab your big toes with 2 fingers and a thumb. Lengthen when you breathe in. Exhale, hips go higher as your head bows down. Just relax, loosen up your neck, roll your head around a little bit. If you'd like to come into an early class inversion, tripod headstand is always here for you. Just make sure you're feeling safe and comfortable in your own space right now. Take another few breaths wherever you are. Next breath in, everybody hands underneath your shoulders. Lengthen when you breathe in. On the exhalation, bend into your left knee, spin around to face the top of the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, chest pulls forward, shoulders back. Exhale, hinge at your hips, chest to thighs, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, bring your weight all the way up. Arms reach overhead, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the center of your chest, Samastita, equal standing. Breath in, bring the arms overhead, reach high. Exhale, swan dive it down, follow the breath. Inhale to lengthen, chest forward. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Right hand underneath right shoulder, left hip hugs back. Lengthen when you breathe in, chest forward. Begin to spin towards your left. Left arm reaches overhead. Stacking shoulder blade on top of shoulder blade. Hips are nice and level. Readjust if you need to. Lengthen your right leg. Find a little bit more source of power in your leg. Breath in, crown of the head to the front of the room. Breath out, find more twist. One more breath in. Exhale, come back to neutral. Heel toe your left foot out to the side. Lower your right knee for lizard lunge. Sink the hips nice and low. Press into your hand to pull your chest forward. Hammock a little bit. Notice the sensation in this side. It might feel entirely different than the other side. Just make sure you aren't collapsing into your shoulders. Heel toe your left foot back inside of your left foot, sink it even more deeply into an Anjaneyasana. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Half split pose, Ardha Hanumanasana. Staying here, flowing with me, bend into your left knee, crawl your way forward, sink the hips. Chest lifts up. Exhale, straighten your left leg, pull your left hip back, bow your chest over your thigh. 2 more rounds. Glide your way forward, press down, look up. Exhale, straighten your left leg, left hip pulls back. 1 more round, bend into your left knee, bring your way forward. Exhale, straighten your left leg, hips go back. Then back into your left knee. Hands firmly to the floor. Tuck your back toes, extend your right leg. High plank position. Pull the chest forward. Legs are long. Feel your thigh bones drop towards the ceiling. Pull your heels back as you pull your chest forward. Spin the inner arms towards one another. Breath in. On the exhalation, either lowering your knees or not, lower back all the way down onto the belly. Elbows skim against the side body. Hands all the way back behind you, nice and long, palms face down. Pull the heads of the shoulders up and back. Press into the front of the pelvis. Lift the legs up. Lead with the inner thighs. Reach the chest forward as you're pulling your legs and your arms back behind you. Breathe in, lift up a bit more. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Keep your feet on the floor. Lift the chest up. Bend your elbows, bring them by your lower ribs. Press your way back to child's pose. And crawl your hands over towards your right. Pull your left hip back. Look underneath your left shoulder. Notice the sensation of stretch right between all of your ribs on the left side body. Continue to pull your left hip back. Pull your left shoulder back for another breath. Bring your hands back to center. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Start to pedal it out a little bit, bending into one knee and then the other. Arms are nice and long. Firm weight on all of your knuckles. Fingers are spread well. Belly's engaged. Press into the hands to pull your chest towards your thighs. Engage your legs to draw the heels a little bit more to the floor. Head is heavy, neck is long. You can roll your head around a little bit. Breathing here for another breath in. Longer spine, find more length. And a breath out. Inhale high in the balls of your feet. Exhale, spin your heels over towards the right. Press down and lift the hips higher. Inhale back to center. Heels over towards your left. Press down, lift the hips up even higher. Inhale back to center. Heels set a little bit more to the floor. Down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale into a high plank position, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, pull the hips up and back, down dog. Inhale into a high plank position. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Inhale into a high plank position. Spin your heels over to the left. You can either leave your hands on right hand on the floor, bring your right arm overhead. Press down, lift up, side plank, Vashisthasana. Breathing here for another breath. Get a little bit more length from palm to fingertips. Exhale, come back to your plank position. Spin your heels over to the right. Feet can stay staggered. Left hand perhaps reaches overhead. Press down and lift the hips up. Another breath in. Exhale back to your high plank position. Lowering down halfway or all the way to the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows skim against the side body. Inhale, forward and up, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, hips are high, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Breathing here for another 3. Breath in and out for 2. Slide your kneecaps up, get a little bit more oomph in your legs, and settle into down dog. Breath in, heels high. Exhale, bend your knees, step or float lightly to the top of your mat. Breath in to lengthen chest forward. Breath out, bow it down, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, bring your arms by your ears, reach high. Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the center of your chest. Samastitihi, equal standing. Arms by your side, standing in mountain pose at the tops of your mats. Feel the firm engagement in your legs. Tailbone is drawn down. Front of the pelvis is lifting up. Shoulder heads are soft. Coming through a flow. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hinge for forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, chest forward. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of the mat. Lower your left knee to the floor. Arms reach overhead, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, twist over to your right. Breath in, back to center. Exhale, right hand to right hip. Lift and lengthen. Stretch over towards your right. Breath in, back to center. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor. Sink the hips nice and low. Look up. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Then back into your right knee. Hands to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, pull forward and up, upward facing dog, shoulders back. Exhale, hips are high, down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breath in, raise your left leg behind you. As you exhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat. Right hand underneath right shoulder, left arm out to the left, twist open towards your left. Stay here for another breath, a little bit more twist. Exhale, left hand to the floor, step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, chest forward. Exhale, chest to thighs, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hinge right back down, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, chest forward. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Place the knee to the floor. Arms reach overhead, kneeling crescent lunge. Exhale, twist open towards your left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left hand to left hip. Pull your left hip back, stretch over towards your left. And the inhalation, back to center. Exhale, hands to the floor. Breath in, sink the hips low, look up. As you exhale, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana, pull your left hip back. Then back into your left knee, glide your way forward, hands to the floor, tuck your back toes, down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, pull forward and up dog, Adho Mukha. Exhale, hips are high, down dog, Adho Mukha. On your next breath, raise your right leg behind you. As you exhale, step your right foot to the top of the mat, low runner's lunge. Left hand underneath left shoulder, right arm out to the right. Press down, lift up. Another breath. Exhale, lower your right hand to the floor, step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen chest forward. Exhale, bow it down, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, bring your arms by your ears, reach high, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the center of your chest, Samastitihi, equal standing. Arms by your sides, close your eyes. You can sway a little bit. Notice the weight on the feet, the heels and the balls of the feet, the outside edges of your feet, the inside edges of your feet. Roll your shoulders forward and up. Open mouth, breath out, let it go. Again, shoulders pull forward and up. Open mouth, breath out, let it go. One more time. Inhale, shoulders pull forward and up. And open mouth, breath out, let it go. Lightly opening your eyes, standing at the tops of your mats. Inhale, bring your arms by your ears, reach up. As you exhale, hinge of the hips, forward fold. Coming through vinyasa, inhale, lengthen, chest forward. Exhale, hands to the floor, step or jump through to chaturanga dandasana, low plank. Inhale, pull forward and up, upward facing dog, shoulders back. Exhale, hips are high, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Take a breath in, breath out. Another inhale, push the floor away, pull the hips up and back and breathe out. On your next inhalation, raise your right leg back behind you. Pull your left hip back in space. Bend your right knee, open up your right hip. Yawn it open. Keep pulling your left hip back. Drawing your right knee over towards the ceiling. If you'd like to do some gentle circles or big giant circles, one way and then the other, figure eights. Eventually finding stability. Make sure you have a nice long line from your left heel to your left shoulder. Breath in, square it off, extend your right leg. This is optional. Exhale, come into a three-legged high plank position. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Three-legged plank. Exhale, three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, back to three-legged plank. Exhale, cross the body, knee to left elbow. Three-legged plank. Exhale, three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, back up. Bring your knee to your nose. Round it out. Push the hips up. Send your right leg long back behind you. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of your mat. High crescent lunge. Bring your arms by your ears and reach up. Pull your right hip back. Left hip pulls forward. Bend back a little bit into your back knee to drop your tailbone down. Pelvis lifts up. Arms reach overhead. Find some stability in your stance of the lower body. Left heel is nice and high. Pull your left hip forward even more. Take a breath in. Lift the ribs up. Exhale, twist towards your right. Arms outstretched. Back to center. Right arm reaches back up overhead. Exhale again to twist. Continue to pull your right hip back. One more round. Inhale. Back to center. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. Right hand to right hip. Pull your right hip back. Stretch over towards your right. Find that stretch from your left hip bone all the way to your left fingertips. One other breath. Back to center. Right arm reaches overhead. Take a breath out. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Pull your right hip back. Left hip still pulls forward. Hips are nice and neutral. You can always bring your hands to your hips for stability. Exhale, bend into both knees. Let your left knee hover. Inhale, straighten. Pyramid pose. Exhale to bend. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Keep the bend in the right knee. Straighten your left leg only as you breathe in. Exhale, hands to the floor, standing split. Hands can be on blocks. Press into your right foot, hug your right hip back. Perhaps today you'd like to come into some handstand kick-ups. If not, you can encourage your chest closer to your thigh, or you can join me in a flow. As you breathe in, bend into your left knee. Bring your left knee to your chest, stand up. Exhale, back to your standing split. Hands to the floor, blocks, left leg long back up. One more round. Breath in, bring the knee and tip to your chest. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, return to your standing split. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale. As you exhale, lower your left foot all the way to the floor. Swing your right leg long back behind you. Bend your right knee, yawn it open. Tap your right arm with your right knee. Staying here, perhaps bending your elbows, perhaps lifting your toes off the floor for Kondinyasana. Breath in, bring your right leg back behind you. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of the mat, standing split. Bring your left knee into your chest. Left hand to your left knee as you come all the way up. Standing figure four. Crossing your ankle on top of your right thigh. Lower your left knee a little bit more to the floor. Find that triangle that you crafted at the beginning of class. Hips go a little bit lower. Option to stay here. Option for an arm balance, Galavasana, with your hands to the floor. Optional twist. Left elbow goes onto the outside of your left foot. Lengthen and find a little bit more twist. Wherever you are, your balance is in your breath. Your balance is in a soft gaze, your drishti. Breathing here for another breath. Gradually finding your way back up. Keep your knee lifted. Half moon rising, Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand can come to the block at the top of your mat. You can go to the floor. Press down and lift up. Open up your wings. Left leg is long and firm. Breathing here for another breath. Bend into your right knee. Warrior two. Nice light landing. You might want to lengthen your stance a bit. Bending a little bit more significantly into your right knee. Left leg is nice and long and firm. Weight on the outer edge of your back foot. Sink the hips a little bit more deeply. Just be aware that your right knee sometimes drifts over towards your big toe. Pull the inside of your knee back towards your pinky toes. Arms are nice and long. Straighten your front leg. Triangle pose. You can shorten your stance a bit. Reach and lengthen, reach and lengthen. Right arm down, left arm reaches overhead. Lengthen when you breathe in. Find more of a twist as you breathe out. Pulling your right inner thigh towards your face. Lengthen, flatten into the left side body. Staying here, pulsing with me. Inhale, lift up just a bit. Find more twist. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Stay in triangle or return to your half moon rising. Glide your way onto your right foot. Right hand down. Left arm reaches overhead. Perhaps Japasana by bending into your left knee. Finding your variation. Right hand can come to your heart. Opening up. Wherever you are, eventually find your way back into a warrior two. Flip your right palm, reverse your triangle, reach up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the top of your mats. Step your right foot back to meet your left for a high plank. Optional push-up, lower down halfway. Inhale, back up. Spin your heels over towards your left. Vashisthasana, side plank, right arm reaches overhead. Press down, lift the hips up. Come back to neutral. Optional push-up, lower halfway down. Inhale, right back up. Spin your heels over toward your right. Step your left foot behind you, Wild Thing Rock Star, left arm reaches overhead. Press down, lift hips up, drape your left arm back behind you. Another breath. Come back to neutral. Vinyasa, lower down halfway, Chaturanga. Inhale, pull forward and up, up dog. Exhale, hips are high, downward facing dog. Take several breaths here. Come into child's pose if you'd like. Just make sure you're pacing down your breath. You're always more than welcome to hit the pause button on your practice. Just don't leave your mat. Stay committed to it. And then join us in a minute or two if you'd like. In down dog, head is heavy, neck is long. Keep pulling the hips up and back. Let your head and neck soften. If you're in child's pose, take the next 2 breaths to find your way and meet us in Adho Mukha Svanasana. On your next inhalation, raise your left leg behind you. Pull your right hip back. Bend your left knee, yawn it open. Keep pressing into your left hand so you still find the length in the left side body. Press into your right hand so you can continue to find more length on that side. Perhaps you found your circles. Just make sure you are noticing where the sensation is. Find your breath there, maybe even pause in any particular movement. And then find your open. Press into your left hand, draw the knee up towards the ceiling just a bit more. Next breath, square it off, extend the leg. Staying here, exhale into a 3-legged plank. Exhale, Chaturanga 3-legged. Inhale, push right back up. Exhale, left knee to left arm. Back to 3-legged plank. Exhale, 3-legged Chaturanga. Inhale, back to 3-legged plank. Exhale, knee to right arm. Inhale, 3-legged plank. 3-legged Chaturanga. Inhale, 3-legged plank. Bring your knee to your nose. Push the floor away, round into the spine. Send your left leg long back behind you. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. High crescent lunge. Bring your arms by your ears and reach up. Might want to lengthen your stance a bit. Soft bend in your back knee. Pull your left hip back. Right hip still pulls forward with your high in the ball of your back foot. Arms reach brightly overhead. Take a breath in. Lower body stays where it is as you exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale to center. Exhale to your left. Inhale to center. Left hand to left hip. Pull your left hip back. Stretch over towards your left. Don't collapse into the right shoulder though. Pull it back and up. Another breath. Arms reach back up overhead. Take a breath in. Straighten your left leg. Pull your right hip forward. Left hip pulls back. As you exhale, bend into both knees. Hover your right knee above the floor. Inhale, press down, lift up. Try to keep the shoulders right over your hips as you bend down. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Keep the left knee bent, straighten the right leg, lift the arms up and lift the ribs up. On the exhalation, hands to the floor, standing split. Optional handstand kick-ups. Option to stay right where you are, drawing your chest closer to your thighs. Or joining me, bend into your right knee, bring it to your chest, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, back to your standing split. One more round. Inhale, bring your right knee to your chest. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, back to your standing split. Take a breath in. Bend into your left knee, right foot long behind you. Step your left leg all the way back. Bend your left knee, yawn it open. Bring your left knee to your left arm. Staying here, bending your elbows, pulling your chest forward. Perhaps your right toes float off the floor. Straighten your left leg back behind you. Down dog split. Exhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat. Standing split. Bring your right knee to your chest. Start to stand tall with your left hand, well, actually with your hands to prayer, crossing right ankle on top of left thigh. And find your variation, whatever you did on the first side. Maybe it's just standing upright. Perhaps it's sending the hips back for a little deeper bend and fold. Perhaps it's finding your twist or your arm balance, Galavasana. Right elbow comes to the sole of your right elbow to the sole of your right foot, and maybe you can look over your left shoulder. Eventually, everybody coming back to center. Bring your right knee up to your chest, open out into your half moon rising. Right arm reaches down, left arm reaches up, left arm reaches down. Lengthen the left chest towards the front of the room. Raise your right leg a bit more, feel the engagement. Shoulder blade on top of shoulder blade. Another breath. Glide into your warrior two. Might want to lengthen your stance. Sink the hips nice and low. Firm, deep, safe bend in your left knee. Long right back leg. There's an angle to your back foot. Arms are reaching brightly from front to back. Another breath here. Straighten your front leg. Perhaps shorten your stance. Reach and lengthen, reach and lengthen. Hug the left hip back. Left arm down, right arm overhead, triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Lengthen the left chest towards the front of the room. Spin the ribs towards my voice, I guess, and then lead the chest back into your shoulder blades. And you're still getting a nice long line, staying here, and the breath in, pulse it up just a bit. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, pulse it up. Exhale, lower it down. One more time, inhale. And exhale, staying in your triangle pose, or return to your half moon rising Ardha Chandrasana. All your weight goes onto your left leg. Right leg reaches up, right arm reaches overhead. Perhaps bending into your back knee and finding Chapasana. Keep pushing the foot into your hand. Find a little bit of a back bend in your upper back. Wherever you are, breathing here for another inhale and exhale. Bending back into your left knee, return to your warrior two. Straighten your front leg, flip your left palm, reach up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands, plant your hands to the floor. Step into a high plank position, optional push-up, lower down halfway. Inhale, back up. Exhale, spin your heels over to the right. Vashisthasana, left arm reaches overhead. Press down, lift the hips up. Back to high plank, spin your heels over towards, chaturanga, forget that. Inhale, right back up. Exhale, spin your heels to the left. Right foot behind you. Right arm reaches overhead, wild thing, rock star. Press down, lift up. Another breath. Come back into your high plank position, perhaps lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, Ardha Mukha, shoulders back. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Everybody lower your knees, send your hips back to child's pose, and take several rounds of breath in Balasana. Make sure you're still breathing. Make sure your arms are nice and long in front of you. Breathing in and out for another 5 rounds of breath. And eventually meeting me in down dog, Adho Mukha. Keep pushing the floor away. Send your thigh bones towards your hip flexors. And send your heels down a little bit more. On your next breath in, raise your right leg behind you. As you exhale, shoulders over wrists as you bring your right knee to your left arm. Straighten your right leg out behind you. Bend your knee, bring it back to the chest, send your right leg back. Down dog, split. Exhale, cross your right leg underneath your left. Fallen triangle, left arm reaches overhead. Exhale, lower your left hand to the floor. Swing your right leg back behind you, down dog, split. Exhale, back to your fallen triangle, fallen star. Left arm can reach overhead, or perhaps grab the razor edge side of your foot and lift it up. Make sure you're pressing into your right hand to get more length. Another breath. Right knee to chest, left hand down, down dog split. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Bring your left knee up to your chest for an eagle wrap Garudasana. Draw your left thigh around your right. Left arm reaches underneath. Elbows lift up. Squeeze your inner thighs together. You're going to sink the hips a little bit more deeply. Hinge and hinge and hinge. Lift the elbows up. Unwind everything into a chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands come to the center of your chest. Take a breath in. As you exhale, twist towards your left. Right elbow connects to left knee. Press the palms together, look over your left shoulder. Breathing here for another 2. Pull the chest forward, find more twist when you breathe out, and 1. Come back to center, keep the twist, but look down. Lift your right toes off the mat, slide your right foot to the back of the mat for a twisted runner's lunge. Right elbow connects to the outside of your left knee. Pull your left hip back, look over your left shoulder. Breathing here for another 2, and 1. Look down, right hand at the top of your mat. Come into a half moon rising, revolved. Left arm reaches overhead. Press down and lift up. Find a little bit more length, a little bit more oomph. Another breath. As you exhale, come back to center. Raise your right leg up a bit higher. Exhale, Shiva squat. Then into both knees and lightly tap your right foot behind you. Inhale, press down, lift the right leg up. Exhale, tap. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to tap. Step your right hand outside in front of you. Bend into your left knee. Grab the outside of your right foot for baby grasshopper. You can bring your weight forward a little bit. Press down, pull the chest forward. Another breath. Settle down. You can just cross your ankles. Step back to down dog or come through your vinyasa. High plank to low plank. Inhale, pull forward and up. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in and let it go. On your next breath in, raise your left leg behind you. As you exhale, tap your right elbow with your left knee. Shoot the leg straight out. Bring it back to your chest, 3-legged dog. Exhale, swing the leg underneath you again. This time right arm reaches overhead, fallen triangle, fallen star. Right hand down, swing your left leg back behind you. One more round. Fallen triangle, fallen star. Stay here. Perhaps grab the outer edge of your left foot. Press down, lift up. Breathing here for another breath. Right hand down, swing your left leg back behind you. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Bring your right knee to your chest as you come up. Gardasana, eagle wrap. Right thigh around left. Right arm underneath left. Elbows and palms touch. Soften your shoulders. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Squeeze your outer hips together. Sink the hips nice and low. Breathing here for another 2 breaths. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together. Keep squeezing your outer hips together. Unwind into chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands come to the center of your chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist towards your right. Left elbow connects to right knee. Press the left hand into the knee to get more leverage. Sink the hips nice and low. Look over your right shoulder. Breathing here for another breath in for the length. Breath out for the twist. Inhale. As you exhale, just look in front of you. Lift your left toes off the floor. Gradually draw them back behind you into a twisted runner's lunge. Press into your right foot. Pull your right hip back. Lengthen when you breathe in. Find a little bit more twist when you breathe out. Another breath here. Staying here, coming into your half moon rising, left hand down, right arm reaches overhead. Pop all your weight onto your right foot. Press into your right foot, hug the right hip back. Lengthen when you breathe in and find a bit more twist when you breathe out. Another 2 and 1. Come back to center. Inhale, lift your left leg up a bit higher. As you exhale, tap your shin behind you. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, lower down. One more round. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Left hand outside of your mat in front of you. Right hand comes to the razor edge side of your left foot. Bend into your right knee. Bend your left elbow. Baby grasshopper. Keep pressing down, pulling your chest forward. Stay here for another breath. Sit down. And then just sit at the tops of your mats. Bring your hands to your knees. Comfortable cross-legged seated position. Shoulders pull forward and up. Open mouth, breath out, let it go. Again, shoulders pull forward and up. And open mouth, breath out, let it go. One more round. Inhale, shoulders pull forward and up. Open mouth, breath out, let it go. Lightly sealing your lips together. Come into a soft, rhythmic breath. Come onto your hands and knees. Step back into a down dog or come through vinyasa. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down through low. Inhale, pull forward and up, up dog. Exhale, hips are high, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Let your head hang heavily. Neck is long. Return to your normal pattern of breath. On your next inhalation, raise your right leg behind you. As you exhale, bend your right knee. Slide your shin to the front of the mat for pigeon pose. You can slide your left leg back behind you. Tense your fingertips outside the mat. Sink the lower body nice and low. Press into your fingertips. Get a little bit more of that lift up at the chest. Knit the front ribs together. Keep the hands where they are. Take a breath in. Puff up the chest. As you exhale, melt it down to the belly, the chest, and then the chin and the head drops. Roll it right back up. Long, slow, smooth breath in. Exhale, bending the elbows. Find your descent. One more round. Inhale, curl it all the way up. Look up. Exhale, lower down. Walk your hands long in front of you. You can always place your forehead on a block or on the floor. Arms nice and long in front of you to get that length in the torso. Pull your right hip back. Let your head and neck relax. And feel comfort in the support of the shin for your belly. Your left front hip bone can rest lightly on your right heel. Head and neck are nice and soft. And find some stillness here, but relax into your jawline. Maybe even wiggle your jaw around a little bit. Sometimes I like to tuck my back toes to lengthen my left leg, to pull my left hip forward just a bit more. And I can glide my right hip back even more. Feel the sense of gravity helping you out here. Don't resist it. Just soften into this pose. And soften your breath. Feel the heaviness of the hips. Feel the heaviness of the back body on the front body. Make any little minor adjustments as you get a little bit more comfortable in the pose. Another few rounds of breath here. Gradually bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Just bring onto your right hip and swing your left leg around you. Left hand tense behind you. Right arm reaches long up overhead. Initiate the twist to the center of the chest. Right arm connects outside of your left knee. Lengthen as you breathe in. Pull the chest forward and broaden into the collarbones for breath out. Half Lord of the Fishes, Ardha Matsyendrasana. It's a deeper twist than at the beginning of class. You can also just straighten your right leg in front of you if this is uncomfortable for you. Another 3 rounds of breath in to lengthen. Breath out to twist. Inhale to lengthen. Find more twist. One more cycle of breath. Coming back to center. Those of you who've been in my classes before know we sometimes do this. Leave your feet where they are. Just watch me. Hands behind you. Spin all the way around. Oops. And then you're in your Ardha Matsyendrasana on the opposite side. Right hand tense behind you. Left arm reaches long. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist towards your right. Left elbow connects to right knee. Breath in. The closer your right hand is to you, the longer you'll get in the lower back. Find more space. Create more twist and rotation as you breathe out. Breath in. Lift and lengthen. Sternum towards collarbones. Broad into your collarbones and twist. One more breath in. Find that rinsing quality. Rotate as you breathe out. Slowly unwinding your way back to center. Unwind your legs. Right leg in front of you. Left leg along back behind you. Come into your pigeon pose on the opposite side. And then find your way, starting to soften into your pose. Actually, yeah, you'll be on your left knee is bent, your right leg is long back behind you. Lengthen when you breathe in, tense your fingertips outside the mat. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, slowly roll it up. And exhale, lower it down. One more round. Inhale, slow roll up. Exhale, slowly lower down into your recline, Kapotasana, pigeon pose. Arms are nice and long. Pull your left hip back. Perhaps tuck your right toes. Lengthen your right leg to pull your right hip forward even more. Just reorchestrate your hips. Bow everything down. And surrender into this pose. Sometimes we find a little bit of discomfort in it when we initially come into it. But the longer you're in here, in this pose, the more benefit you have. Getting release of tension in the hips. Release of tension in the jawline. Softening your breath. Take your time coming out of your pose. Gradually bring your hands underneath your shoulders. You can either swing your right leg around, coming into a seated position, or coming through a final vinyasa, tucking your right toes, lift your right knee off the floor, step back to a down dog. Slowly inhale into a high plank. Exhale, lowering down through low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, pull forward and up dog, shoulders back. Lower your knees, cross your ankles, sit back, joining everybody else in a seated position, the tops of your mats. Bring your arms in front of you, bend your knees, plant your feet just a little bit ahead of you. Reach forward. Take 10 beats to lower all the way down onto the back, but do not move your feet. On the count of 10, hug the belly in. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your arms long behind you, reach your legs long in front of you, take a full body breath in. Open mouth breath out, let it go. Bend your knees, plant your feet underneath your knees. Either flowing several times or coming into a full-on bridge pose. Press into your feet, slide your knees forward. Either staying here, clasping your hands behind you, rolling one shoulder blade in and then the other. Just bring your arms overhead, palms face up. As you exhale, slowly lower down. If you're electing to stay in your bridge pose, keep pressing the shoulder blades into the back of the heart to get the chin up towards your chest. Everybody else flowing with me, tops of hands touch at the back of the mat. On the exhalation, slowly lower it down one vertebra at a time until the tailbone and palms touch. 2 more rounds. Inhale, press down, lift up. If you're in bridge, lift up a bit more. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, press down and lift up. Exhale, slowly lower it down. Everybody bring the soles of your feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana. Let your knees spread wide. Breathing here for a few breaths. Bring your knees together. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourselves a little bit of a squeeze. Grab the outer edges of your feet for happy baby pose. Roll from one side to the other. And straighten one leg and then the other. Eventually bring your knees together. Straighten your legs up to the ceiling for Viparita Karani. Arms can be out to a T. Feel the thigh bones just drop right into the hip sockets. Feel the presence of firm weight, the back of the head, the back of the pelvis on the floor, the backs of the hands. Feel a bit lighter in your toes, a bit softer in your ankles. Wiggle out your jaw one more time. Breath is starting to become softer and softer. Eventually bending your knees, placing your feet underneath your feet underneath your knees. Just press into your heels to swing your hips a little bit over towards your left. Drop your knees over towards the right. And turn your head to the left. Find a little bit more sensation of stretch in the lower back as you just glide your left hip forward even more, knees closer towards the floor. Bring your knees back to center. Shift your weight a little bit over towards the right. And drop your knees over towards the left and look over your right shoulder. Breathing here for a few more breaths. Slide your right hip forward even more. Gradually bring your way back to center. Straighten your legs in front of you, arms long by your sides. Soften into the pose. Feel the weight of the upper body sink right into the back body. Feel the weight of the heels, the weight of the backs of the hands. Toes are starting to lighten. Fingers are getting looser. Wrists are getting more relaxed. And just let everything go into Shavasana, conscious rest. As always, I encourage you, if you have the time, to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. Take your time, bringing some sensations back into your body by moving your fingers and toes around a little bit. Bringing grander motions by moving around your wrists and your ankles, rolling them around. Roll your head gently from one side to the other. Bring your arms way long behind you. Take a long, full body breath in. Reach and lengthen, reach and lengthen. Open mouth, breath out, let it go. Gather your knees into your chest, roll over onto your right fiery side so your left cooling side can balance it out. Take your time with your eyes still closed to bring yourself up into a comfortable cross-legged seated position, just like you presented yourselves at the beginning of class. This time bring the hands to press together at the center of our chest. Together we'll take a long, deep breath in. Open mouth, breath out, let it go. Honoring the light in you that is the light in me, I thank you so much for sharing it with me. Namaste. I'm Teri. Have a great day.